I've seen this competition, the essay competition, promoted by my university, by Leiden University College, and I thought it was very interesting because the task was to connect freedom of speech and dialogue and journalism. And then, I started looking into it, and the fact that two journalists were awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, it shows us how important their job as journalists and how journalism is important in order to not only maintain peace, but also to ask for it. I like to base my academic work in my university for my courses in Mexico. And there was this one course that was about public policy analysis, anti-corruption. And so there I got the chance to research journalism as an anti-corruption tool. And I did it based in Mexico. I started researching journalism as an anti-corruption mechanism in Mexico. But then I found that there were many obstacles, where the main one is the violence against journalists. So corruption can't be tackled by journalists when they are abused or when they are even murdered, just simply doing their jobs. And so, that's how I decided to write that essay and choose that topic to enter the essay competition. It's a quite complex, situation because, well, obviously it's not right for any president to be using their position, to be using these national broadcasts to attack or to put a target on the backs of individual people, let alone journalists. Presidents should be very careful and very aware of the power that their words have. So I think it's important to stay critical, but also to demand that we hold everyone accountable, and especially the price of the competition entailed that I was allowed to go to Oslo to the ceremonies and to the Nobel Days in order to experience all of the moments and the events that surround the Nobel Peace Prize. So I was there at the City Hall and I got to listen to their speeches, and it was amazing because they tell you about the struggles that they face, but they say it in a way that it's like, it's not only a given, but it's a given that they know that they want to take that risk, and that their job entails it, but that it's worth fighting for. And then in another of the events, I was able to go to the prize exhibition, so at the Nobel Peace Center. And there, there are pictures, and I also got to meet the photographers that organized the exhibition. And so, that was also very, very cool to talk to them and to also, photographic journalism. It was also very interesting because there are also a lot of risks. So it was super inspiring to meet those two women. And then at the exhibition, I was presented to Dimitri Muratov as, this is Natalia. She won an essay competition, and his translator translated for him, and then he turned and he took out like a medal, a chocolate medal from his suit, and he gave it to me, and I couldn't do anything but smile. I was also able to talk with Maria Reza for like 5 seconds because they were very busy, of course. But I told her how I'm writing about Mexico. Super inspiring and very, it gave me a lot of strength to, even if it's not about journalism, but just to keep talking and to keep researching and to keep wanting to make a change. Well, Peterson schools were my first academic institution since I was in preschool, since I was like 4 years old. And there, I think what first inspired me to change, not necessarily like a societal change, because that came later, I was still very young then, but more of a wanting to change myself for the better and wanting to constantly improve, was the teachers that I had. That teachers are just so influential, they can really mark your life, and there are words and there are attitudes and ways of teaching that really marked me and just really pushed me to be better and to want to be better. And on to study at Green Gates, And there I was able to have a volunteering experience where I went to a local primary school to teach the kids English. Ability that education, because it can open so many opportunities, that I just, that's I think every kid in Mexico, they should be able to access it, and they can't, many of them. So that's when I decided that, okay, that's where I'm gonna put my little grain of sand. I think what I've taken from this opportunity, and it's something that also my parents have always taught me, is take every opportunity that you have, because you never know what might come out. You lose, you will have participated, you have the experience. You win, then you won, so it's just like going for it, no, just because. Not expecting that you're going to win, not expecting a 10, but just wanting to do it for the opportunity and for the learning experience. But in the end, it just led to this amazing experience. And I think also, being a student ambassador for the Nobel Peace Center, and the whole experience has shown me that, organizations like those really push young voices, and they show us that even if we're 21 years old, if we're 15, if we're 10, you can still talk. Just because we're young doesn't mean that we can't, or that we can't have a stance, or that we can't advocate for any topic. It doesn't have to be journalism. It can be the environment. It can be, something that you're passionate about. But we have our whole lives to keep learning, and we can start researching now, and we can start talking about it and creating conversations and using dialogue as a tool for. Being a girl, being a woman, sometimes even makes us, like, it's not a weakness in any way. I think it makes us even stronger. I think there's just so much power within us if we only dare to actually believe it. And if we as women help each other and we encourage each other instead of taking each other down, like El Día Sin Nosotras, I sometimes have sort of a mixed opinion about Women's Day, because celebrating it when there is, as you said, so much inequality. So I think it's important to keep calling these inequalities out, and especially not only women, because it's not up to us as the victims of the inequality to address it and to ask for better, but to the whole of society, to stand up against it. So I think, everyone can be a feminist, and everyone can ask for equality. So yeah, just calling out, these situations that can lead to, for example, how in Spanish you have the feminicidio, so the killing specifically of women. That's just completely unacceptable, and it can't keep happening. So I think, supporting each other and just calling these inequalities out and these abuses of women. So, we are so strong, and there's just so much beauty in being a woman, or identifying as a woman. And also, well, this is a different note, but something that I've also grew with, is this thing of appearances, of being feminine, of presenting as a woman, which I think can be very challenging. So, like, I have short hair, which is very common now, but it's still, sometimes like a challenge to yourself, oh, but I look like a boy, things like that. And just throwing that away, throwing it out the window, because it's outdated, So yeah, just throwing out those stereotypes of what being a woman is, and just exploring what you want it to be.